Welcome back to the Path to Better A1C podcast. I'm your host, Jenny Pena, and we are here to talk about real strategies for balancing your blood sugar, boost your energy, take control of your health without extreme diets or spending hours at the gym. If you have been trying to lose weight, eat better, move more, and still not seeing results, I'm here to tell you you are not alone. And today I want to share this. It may not even be your fault completely. In fact, there's a hidden roadblock that not many people put the connection and they talk about, and it could be what is holding you back. And it's called insulin resistance. And in today's episode, we are going to unpack exactly what it is, how it sabotages weight loss, what illnesses it's connected to, and what you can start doing today to take control. So let's dive right in. Now, let's talk about first insulin itself. Insulin is a hormone that your pancreas makes. Think of it as a key. After you eat, your blood sugar rises, and the insulin's job is to unlock your cells so that sugar can move from your bloodstream into your muscles, into your liver, into your fat cells, right? Where it can be used for energy or stored if you are not needing that energy. But with insulin resistance, your cells kind of stop responding properly to that insulin's signal. And it's kind of ignoring the key or having a key that's not opening that door. So your body responds by making more insulin and it floods your system with an attempt to get that sugar out of your bloodstream. Now, at first, this works, but over time, the system gets overwhelmed. So your insulin levels stay high, your blood sugar starts creeping up, and your body becomes locked in a cycle that leads to weight gain, cravings, energy crashes, and eventually conditions like prediabetes and type 2 diabetes. Now, you may ask, right? How does insulin resistance sabotages weight loss? Like, what is the connection? And here's the kicker. When insulin levels are high, your body stays in that fat storage mode. It's like your metabolism is stuck in park. So you might be eating fewer calories, you might be exercising more, but if your insulin is elevated, it's like trying to lose weight with the brakes on. It's like trying to move and pushing the accelerator in a car, but you also have the brakes on. So there is a lot of activity, but no movement. So the insulin resistance as well, it can trigger cravings, especially for carbs and sweets. It can trigger fatigue after meals, mood swings, brain fog, stubborn belly fat that just won't budge. So this is the part that no one talks about. And sometimes my clients come feeling like failures. And I tell them, well, a lot of it has to do with your lifestyle changes and your habits, but it's not all about willpower. Your hormones play a part. Insulin is a hormone. And a lot of it is connected to how your body is responding to the food and stress of life. So this is not just about weight. Now, I know that the title of the podcast has to do with the connection between weight loss and insulin, but let's even explore further and go as to what health risks. It's more than just weight. Insulin resistance doesn't just impact your weight, it is the root of a whole spectrum of chronic illnesses. These illnesses include prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, non alcoholic fatty liver disease, PCOS, high blood pressure, chronic inflammation, cardiovascular disease. Like, I work with so many women and men who come to me saying, I'm eating better and moving more, Why am I not seeing results? And after digging in, we find signs of insulin resistance that had been quietly building for years. That's why I'm such an advocate of bringing awareness to all of this and bringing awareness to these early signs that we're going to go over right now. So many will come to me and say, Coach Jenny, what should you watch out for? And here are the signs. If you're gaining weight around the belly, not just all over your body, but if it is solely on the belly, if you're feeling tired after meals, if you're feeling hungry even when you have just had food. I remember that used to happen to me when I was younger and had prediabetes. It was almost like no matter how much I ate, I always had that hunger cue triggered. Um, Another thing is difficulty losing weight despite all the health efforts. And that also happened to me in the past. Um, Dark velvety patches in your skin, maybe around your neck or your armpits. That's also a sign. Also, lab results that show high fasting insulin. There is a lab result that you can actually, lab test that you can actually run. Um, Triglycerides, that's another one that you need to watch out for. Typically is related to it. And obviously, the A1C levels that checks your glucose levels, the average for the last 2, 3 months. So if any of this sounds familiar, I want you to take a deep breath. I'm going to take it with you. You're not broken. There are real science-based steps that you can take. So there is hope. Okay? Now, how can you reverse insulin resistance? Here's the good news. You can kind of put a stop on this from developing, especially if you catch it early. There are ways to somewhat trick your body and getting your body to be more insulin sensitive. So here are a few powerful steps that may help. Move after meals. I know I say that almost in every episode that I record, but it is just such a simple yet powerful habit. A 10-minute walk after eating can help lower your blood sugar significantly and also increase insulin sensitivity. Building balanced meals. You already know, right? Focusing on, instead of BFF, PFF for protein, fiber, and healthy fat. Avoid skipping meals. And I know my intermittent fasters, I'm sorry. Um, it works for some people, not for many, based on my experience. Over 200 individuals coaching. Avoid skipping meals or going too long without eating. This can lead to you overeating later. It actually backfires more than help. Don't fear the carbs. You just have to make sure that you're choosing the right ones, the ones that are complex, the ones that have a higher content of fiber. Think about sweet potatoes, lentils, beans, whole grains in moderation, right? Like, don't make these carbs the main character of your dish, but make protein the character of your dish. And that's going to help a lot with insulin resistance. And obviously include non-starchy vegetables. Now, get enough sleep. Poor sleep increases insulin resistance and hunger hormones. It impacts your hormonal levels greatly. And also manage stress. If you have a high stressful job, if you're having a lot in the family, start finding tools to manage that stress because cortisol, which is the stress hormone level, it affects your blood sugar and affects your insulin as well. So, monitoring that, it may help. Now, if you're not sure what to cook or how to start, there is a free resource that may help you that is balanced, that has all three elements, and it's called Dinner Solved. And I'm going to put the link. It's completely free and includes 5 family-friendly blood sugar balancing easy weeknight meals. Feel free to check that out, and I will put the link in the show notes. Now, Let's go over everything that we covered today, right? Let's wrap it up. We talked about insulin resistance, which is a condition where your body stops responding to insulin. It leads to higher blood sugar, cravings, and weight gain. It makes it really hard to lose weight, especially around the middle section, even if you're eating less and moving more. And this is because when you have insulin resistance, your body's cells do not respond efficiently to insulin. And that is what makes weight loss more challenging because it does affect how your body stores and uses energy. When cells are resistant to insulin, they struggle to take up glucose from the bloodstream. It leads to a buildup of glucose, and then the body compensates by producing more insulin, and that in turns promote fat storage rather than fat burning. So it is linked to prediabetes, diabetes, PCOS, and a few more. But the good news is that you can turn it around with simple, real, sustainable changes. So you don't need to go keto. You don't need to go move and spend 3 hours at the gym. You just need to start making these small strategic shifts and make them sustainable. Commit to them. Think about it as a lifestyle change that you're going to do for the rest of your life. And I am here to help you with that. Now, if you're thinking, this is me, I need support with this, I need resources, feel free to send me an email. Feel free to book a clarity call if you just want to talk about things. And I will be more than glad to talk through everything and point you in the right direction and start making changes. Because you're not alone, right? Like, and this can get better. So thank you so much for being here. I am going to catch you on the next episode where we are going to continue talking about weight loss and we're going to dive into why protein, which is another thing that is out there, protein is such a powerful player in your weight loss journey. Until then, be kind to yourself. Do not underestimate the power of these small shifts. And looking forward to continue to bringing awareness and helping you through all of these podcasts. Have an amazing rest of your week. Bye.